So the rest of the people, please look into this cover letter, and after some time, you can start asking questions. Please go ahead.
Hi, Prem. Tulasi here.
Yes, Tulsi.
Yeah. Can you walk me through your order management system project, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure, sure. So the order management system is the goal of the order management system was to enhance the efficiency of the order processing and management. So this includes the ensuring the customer orders were processed seamlessly and accurately in the timely manner. And the primary objective was to improve the customer experience was to provide a more efficient and reliable order.
Okay. Yeah, that's that sounds good. So, I would like to know, do you handle any change requests in your project?
Yes, I had a single question about it.
Can you like give an example? What kind of change requests did you handle in your projects?
Yeah, yeah, sure. I changed the request and like say, I faced a change request to integrate the mobile app, so collaborating with the development team to ensure the seamless mobile app addition to enhance our accessibilities. And also during the user acceptance testing phase, client may request like additional features they have to believe will add it to the project. So while working on the my first project, as in my last project is John Lewis partnership project. So our team have to receive a request to add a new feature allowing user to save their usernames or email for later login.
Okay. So, as soon as receive a change request from the stakeholders, what kind of procedure did you follow? Like, did you gone through any analysis? Have you conducted? Like, the change request could be accepted or can be rejected from the stakeholder.
Yeah, understood. Understood. So let's say the I handle a change request by following some structure approach. Let's say I review the request and evaluate it is feasible. And I conduct an impact analysis and I document the request and present it to the stakeholders for approval. So if approved, I incorporate the change into the project plan and communicate it with the team and monitor its impact on the project's progress. This kind of analysis I do it, like say impact analysis, feasibility study, and effort estimation.
Perfect. So, like, did you accepted all the change requests from the stakeholder, or do you get a chance to like push back any change requests to them?
Uh, yes. Because sometimes the client may set like in the during the project stage, they said like there are two technology they are using in the project or two software they are using into the project. But after sometimes they said like we have to again install the new software into the particular project. Then I have to analyze it. Let's say it is the scope of the project or not. If it is an out of the project, then I clearly mention it to the client. If you want to again uh, let's say the new software to implement in your project, we have to request the more time and also asking the more budget for that.
Perfect. So, yeah. So I think, yeah, maybe you aware of this stakeholders conflicts. Yes. So, in your projects, did you get a chance to like manage your stakeholders, or is it went all well? Any conflict situation has happened
Uh,
between the stakeholders?
yeah, understood. Yeah, yes. Understood. Because my last project, I faced a conflict between the development team and the business analyst over which features to prioritize. To resolve this, I suggested focusing on the MVP. MVP is nothing but minimum viable product.
Yes.
So basically, it is nothing but what are the essential features that I have to deliver to the client. So what is that? What that the client would need immediately. So those user stories, we call it as important user story, and we prioritizing the user stories like 1, 2, 3, or there are certain techniques like low, medium, high. So this helps everyone on the most important task and allowing us to deliver value quickly and reduce conflict.
Okay. So only just basis on MVP things, did you is it possible to manage the stakeholders, their conflicts, isn't it?
Um,
How did you
beg your
convince
pardon?
them? How did you convince
Yeah,
them?
yeah, understood. Sorry. Yeah, understood. Because first of all, I have to understand where the stakeholder in the Thomas Kilmann map, because we have a Thomas Kilmann map. There is the state
Perfect.
between like avoid, accommodate, compete, collaborative, and compromise stage. So I need to ensure where the stakeholders in that particular field. So there are certain boxes are there. It will talk about the person mindset. So once I analyze that, then I can drive my conversation based on that.
So, can you give a real-time scenario? So it would be helpful to everyone, as you worked as a business analyst for 2.6 years, right?
Yeah.
So can you help me with an example to understand Thomas Kilmann technique?
Yeah.
I understand that.
Understood.
Yeah.
There is, yeah. I can understand your question. But in the Thomas Tillman, there is one graph that is x-axis and y-axis, and there are four boxes are there like avoid, accommodate, compete, collaborative, and compromise. Let's say in case of any conflict, first of all, I have to identify where the stakeholders in this particular graph. So either they are in the avoiding states or in the accommodate states or complete states or compromise states. So our target area would be in the collaborative mode, but if it is not possible, I bring them into the compromise mode. For example, so, did you ask some real-time examples?
Yeah. Yes.
So I don't get the
Maybe
real-time.
if you had gone through some any conflict situation with your stakeholders, between the stakeholders. Okay, take time, no problem. So
Okay.
yeah, I am done. If anyone can go with their questions, no, later you can answer, no issue.
Yeah, okay, understood.
Oh, yeah.
Hi,
Thank you.
Prem.
And that was an awesome session with you.
So thank you for insightful questions.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Prem. This is Vinit.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, can you explain a 100-point method?
Hello.
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
explain a 100-point method?
So which means the points, 100 points, which means we have to rate the user stories using the points. So we have clients may using the 100 points method, and also they using the currency notes to give the business value of the particular user story. So based on the points, they will work on the importance of the user stories.
Like in which framework we'll use this method?
Agile framework. For Scrum framework, Agile methodology, Scrum framework.
And what is the use of this method?
Sorry.
What is the use of this method? Since
Which thing?
the business analyst will already analyze, prioritize the user stories, right? So, along with that, what is the use of this 100-point method?
Yes, understood. Let's say this method is used for project management and decision making to prioritize the task. Let's say, for example, based on the features or the requirements and the issue based on the relative importance for value. So it involves the assigning the certain number of points, let's say typically 100. For example, start by listing all the items. Let's say that what is the task, what is the requirement of the task, what is the future, like that we have to analyze it. Then we need to prioritize this. This could be a backlog of tasks for project and list of requirements for project and also set of features for the software applications.
Yeah, how they prioritize? It means how they calculate all the prioritization things. Like
Let's say,
there are any business analysts to do analysis. So
yeah.
what they go through to analyze the particular user stories prioritization.
Yes. Understood. Let's say the number of points we assign for each task or each requirement that reflects in priorities related to other items of the list. Let's say the items with more points are considered higher priority, which those with fewer points are low priorities. So this kind of we have considered this. Let's say the once the point have been allotted to the stakeholders may discuss the rankings and make
Yeah.
adjustments
Can you
based on
explain,
the additional number.
can you explain a scenario where you with your team members is given the 100 points and collaborated?
Okay, let's say the stakeholders will give the business point, and the Scrum developers will do at will give the complexity point. So they will they are meeting they are talking about the point which the let's say the based on the stakeholder will give some points of the particular user stories. So which points is a higher point, they will take it for two first priorities. If and what is the second point, then we go for the second priorities. Like that, we are deciding it.
Yeah, okay.
So, Prem, can I ask you a simple question? Like, what kind of have you used?
So let's say there are so many elicitation technique I use in my previous project. Let's say there are I using the document analysis and the workshops and interviews, chat session, like that I using in my previous project. But there are 11 elicitation techniques are there to use that. Let's say the brainstorming session, the questionnaires, prototype, use case specification is also considered as a elicitation technique.
Okay, about the backlog, how did you cope up with it? Like, the communication between the technical team and you, and how did you cope up with that? If you had a backlog, I mean.
Um, Sorry, please come again. You're asking
If
about
there
product backlog or sprint backlog.
maybe a product,
Hello, your voice is not audible.
yeah, it's about a sprint backlog. Maybe like backlog in a sprint.
Okay. Yes,
How did you
get it.
cope up with it? You got any, like anything so serious, or like how did you cope up with that?
Okay, the first of all, sprint backlog is nothing but what we have in the sprint code, and development team holds the sprint backlog, and it is a subset of the product backlog. So once the all the user stories moved to the product backlog, we just moved it to the because product backlog have some four sections like PPI, uh, product backlog item, work in process, task, and like that we have in the product backlog. So once we move the user stories from the product backlog to the sprint backlog, they have to divide them into tasks and keep the task in WIP, work in progress. So once the task is completed, then the developer will move the task from the WIP to done column. So along with the done state, we will get the shippable product increment, and the client will conduct the UAT and accept it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, good. Yeah.
So Prem, hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so what tech stack have you used in your project?
What tech stack means?
Yes,
Sorry.
tech stack in the sense, all the technologies or that you have used.
I use Java technologies in my project, and and also my website also developed by Drupal. So
Mm-hmm.
I mostly used on Java technology only,
Okay, any other
and we use
technology
a
that you have
database.
used?
Any other, which means I use for SQL for you managing the database from the website. So I use that query language. And technology wise, I use Java technology.
Okay, and can you explain about the documents that you have maintained or owned in your project?
Yeah, sure. So I maintain, let's say that I will gather the business requirement from the client side. Once the client gives that, I have to analyze that. Let's say I have to again do the uh, elicitation, apply the elicitation technique to understand the requirement, confirm on the requirement, and again sort the requirement and prioritize the requirement using Moscow and validate the requirement using Forbes technique and check the quality of the requirement from that. Then I will prepare the BRD document again. So I will take the approval from the client. Then I will prepare the functional requirement using the business requirement. So I created the functional requirement in using of this business requirement.
Okay, only two
So I'm going to
documents.
hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
go ahead.
please go on.
So, so as a business analyst, I'm going to handle the business requirement and I'm going to handle the stakeholder requirement. Then I will prepare the functional requirement.
Okay, any more documents that you have handled? Only these two?
System, yes. Additionally, I handle the system requirement because the
Okay,
non-functional requirement is provided by the technical team, right?
okay, that's fine. Yeah, thank you. And I have one suggestion to you, Prem. Like every time you are saying that, let's say, that kind of
Okay.
results in a way that you are saying as an example, like you are not talking out of your real
Um,
experience. Think about it once again. Like maybe it may help you. Don't use let's say in the starting. It's like you're taking some examples out of your real exam. I mean, you're taking some stories or you're cooking something. So maybe if
yeah,
you don't use
understood.
let's say, it may help you better. That's just my advice.
Thank you for your address.
Any other questions from your side, guys? Okay, Prem, tell me, have you got any situation on how did you handle any challenges in your projects and how did you manage those?
Yes, let's say I faced the challenges in frequently changes in requirements in the last project because that leads to scope creep and delay in our project. So to handle this, we said to the client due to the continuous change request, we fear the scope of the project is creepy. So we are requesting for the more time. So because we cannot able to live the project within the project timeline due to the continuous change request. And also, another challenges I faced in lack of stakeholder involvement because that leads to delay the decision making and progress. So to address this, we implement regular update meetings and created a stakeholder committee that meet bi-weekly. And this ensures stakeholders were consistently informed and engaged and helping us to make timely decisions and keep the project on track. Hello?
Yes, I'm there. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions from your end, guys? So, to be just tell me, like, how do you ensure that the project deliverables are met actually?
I not hear your voice clearly. Can you come again?
Yeah, can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, yes. Tell me.
So, how do you ensure that the project deliverables are met the business needs?
How do you?
How do you ensure that the project deliverables are met the business needs?
Okay, fine. So project deliveries, the deliverables are nothing but the tangible outcomes produced by the project to meet its objectives and requirements. So this includes report, software, prototypes, and training manuals or other inputs as well. So that is needed by the stakeholder. So deliverables are the key measure of progress and success.
Okay. The rest of the people, any other questions from your end? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So, thank you, Priya. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes. Thank you so much for it. All of you guys. Thank you for your time and for your insightful question. It will be very useful for me.
Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, Tulsi. Hi.
Hey, hi.
Yeah, can I display your cover letter right now?
Sure.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Sorry for the interrupt. Shall I leave?
You can stay, Prem. You can stay and ask questions to Tulsi. Okay.
Okay.
Can you all see the cover letter?
Yes.
Yeah. Please look into it and we can start asking questions to you.
Shall I ask the question?
Yeah,
Yes.
you can ask.
Tulasi?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can ask. Go ahead.
Yes, Tulsi, this is Prem. My question is, how would you go about simplifying a complex issue in order to explain it to the client or colleagues?
Yeah. So it's like I faced a challenge. I need to explain a feature like how, in my mindset, as per a stakeholder requirement, register page, it should be some kind of, they should have username, password, and one stakeholder is going with a forgot password feature also should be included for this sprint, and other stakeholder is telling like you need to give perfect questions to identify their password what they have forgot. So all these things have happened in my project. So I was like, I created I created a beautiful wireframe along with the beautiful design. So I showed this to my stakeholders so they can easily understand by having a glance of these wireframes. So whereas they have a confusion in some features as well in the register page itself. So it's like they all the confusions also eliminated by seeing these wireframes and prototypes for my features, for the project features, and it is giving a clear vision and a real time scenario also how it is going to work in the live project. This is how I'm just choosing a path by creating a wireframes and prototypes. That is a one way. And if I clearly able to explain with the descriptive itself, that could be very well. So that didn't well in the descriptive part. So I have created these wireframes and prototypes. So based on that, the stakeholders clearly got an idea about the features.
Some other questions from your end? You can ask one. So next session.
Yeah. What is the difference between wireframes and prototypes?
Yes. So wireframes, there is no real-time connection we can't see. Whereas in the prototypes, you can see the flow, how it is moving. You know, let's say I have created a in Ride Easy project. I'll go with an example with a register screen that could be easier to explain for me and to you also to understand. So Ride Easy project register screen, it has a username password, but whereas the submit button should be there. So it just it don't have a connections. You can just see and uh, you know you can just see and visualize. Whereas in the prototypes, as soon as you click on the submit button, it will redirect to the other screen which is if the password and username is correct, it will take us to the home page. If it is not correct, it will stay still there in the register page itself by showing the some username or password is incorrect. That lively action we can feel it in the prototypes.
Yeah, but instead of saying like this, we can say simply like prototype is a initial creation of your product that shows the how the basic of what the product will look like and how the product operates. So whereas wireframes is a blueprint of the system that shows the visual presentation of the key elements of the user interface. That will be more simple to explain. Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay.
And can you explain what type of business requirement you have converted into functional requirement?
Got it. So business requirements, like login, register, all these are business requirements, very high level requirements, I can say. So I have
I
converted
don't
this
think
business.
that will be the business requirement. Ca- Can you know? Can you explain what is mean by business requirement
It is a high
and
level
how do you?
requirements. Yes,
Yeah,
business
okay.
requirements are, can say, high level requirements where maybe stakeholders, they don't go into deep into the business requirements, into the functional requirements. May they aware of, may they not aware of. See the functionality, the how the feature going to work, stakeholders may not be know. So they will say their requirement in the form of business requirements. Say, see, I need a home page. With the home page, I need a register page. I need a add to cart feature, maybe the wish list features. So in my project, I have collected all these business requirements. Whereas with a simple example, I'm going to explain. Maybe add to cart feature, they need add to cart feature. If I say add to cart feature, I wanted to convert into the functional requirements. First, I need to definitely I need to log in. First, if login is successful, it will redirect to the home page. Then after, as soon as redirect to the home page, I'm going to add some particular item to my cart. So before of adding that cart, the item should display with their details, price, description, everything. And the quantity also, if we want to increase 1 plus 2 plus 3, all these things, maybe it will, we can add more features, we can add more functionality to itself. So with a simple functionality, I'm going to choose one item and adding to the cart. As soon as it is adding to the cart, simple add to cart page, how it displays means product price and this subtotal, the price name and the price, product details, and if any taxes are there, each and everything, the high level business requirement, the feature it is going to elaborate in a functional way, the action between these items. This is how I converted into the functional requirement from this add to cart feature.
Yeah, but here the client may not be asked for the like I need this type of with login feature and submit feature, because client they don't know about this
Got
technologies. So
Yes,
they
yes,
simply come up with us. They just need one of the I am having the online shopping, so you need to create the one of the online shopping website. They're giving their prioritization requirement. Like I need my customer to log in simply, and they want only one click away to order something. So they will give some of the insights only about the card. They will not come out with the I need add to cart button, I need some other buttons,
yes,
right?
yes,
So we need
definitely.
as a
Most
business, yeah, we need
Yes,
to convert those requirements.
yes. Okay. I'll go with a generic way. Then, yes, obviously, as you said, it's correct. Maybe the stakeholders may know or may not be know the each functionality, how it is going working in the background. Okay, they know they are very clear and very precise about the requirements. As soon as I received the business requirements from the stakeholder, I'm going to I have reviewed this all business requirements, and I'll engage with the stakeholders and to get more clarity and to get more completeness of the requirement. And I'll go deep into the functional requirements, like I'll break down the requirements, like decomposing each business requirement into specific functional requirement that describe how the system should have. And I'll write just use cases and user stories to develop a use case and user stories based on the business requirements. And these should include a detailed description of user interactions with the system. That is how I'll manage with the documents. And based on the user story, I'll get a little bit more clear idea. And basis on that, I'm going to identify and define the functional components or the modules of the system that will fulfill the business requirements. This is how my flow is going to be. And later on that, I'll identify what are the input process and output process. I'll get all these insights from my team, from my development team. I'll sit with them and start writing these user stories and use cases by taking the help of my project manager and my development team as well.
Yeah, okay. And what about the non-functional requirements? So what do you mean by non-functional requirements?
Non-functional requirements is more a part of performance kind of. You can say that maybe scalability and time and how it is. Maybe the page should load in 3 seconds, and a customer should not feel my Ride Easy application should not delay as soon as they click on some feature. It should display the features. It should display the page immediately within the 3 seconds. And they should not my customers should not feel that the page load is delaying at some part of time, and they were facing the issues while registration. These all I can say non-functional requirements. Security reasons, um, they'll just feel security requirements, including like authentication, authorization, all things. usability also should be very friendly to the customers. These all features will come under non-functional requirements.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your questions and thanks for your valuable time.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Tulsi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tulsi.
Hi.
Am I audible? Yeah. Can you explain me what's the difference between the requirements gathering and requirement elicitation?
Okay. Requirements gathering and requirements elicitation. Probably,
Yes, elicitation.
yes. Requirement elicitation, in my point of view, we are sitting with the stakeholders or maybe in the interview calls or, gathering the document analysis, all can be under requirement elicitation. They are techniques. Whereas a requirement gathering, it can be from one stakeholder or different stakeholder. We can say maybe 2 to 3 stakeholders will be there, and I'm sitting with them, taking the requirements. All these things, all these are can be come under a requirement gathering. I can say requirement elicitation is a process of discovering and the articulating the requirements from the stakeholders. Whereas the requirement gathering is the process of collecting, documenting the requirements and identifying through elicitation. Probably the first step, requirement elicitation, will come into the picture. After taking the requirements from the eliciting the requirements from the stakeholder, I'm going to documenting and collecting all the things in a identified manner. I can say requirement elicitations moreover focuses on uncovering or hidden requirements or
Yeah.
any emerging requirements is there. We are going to focus on that.
Yes.
Whereas requirements gathering, we are just focusing on documenting what are the explicitly requirements provided by their stakeholders. Yes.
Yeah. In simple words, we can say that elicitation is extracting the information that we require. While gathering
Yes.
is ready to anything that is easily available and readily available. We are just taking and using that information. Any visible information that we are taking is called as gathering. While
Okay. Yes.
we are putting some effort to take some using techniques to take some requirements, that is the elicitation.
Okay.
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 And yeah, have you conducted any retrospective meetings?
Yes, I have been
yeah.
in the part of retrospective meetings with my team, with my development team, and as the project manager also is there in the development team. So it's like we have reviewed.
Can you explain me what's the retrospective meeting means?
The retrospective meeting generally will conduct at the end of the sprint.
Okay.
So is everything went well in the previous sprints? We are going to discuss what to improve in the next sprint. We for the better enhancement and better feature descriptions and better project timelines. It's like an essential component, like in the agile methodologies, particularly in the Scrum. So it is a meeting that held at the end of the each sprint, some period of time, identifying the opportunities for improvement. The primary goal is to foster continuous improvement by discussing what went well, what didn't, and how the team can improve in the future. Definitely, it will help us to identify if it is something is not working well. We are going to identify in the retrospective meeting so that we can improve the things and reflect in the further sprints.
Okay. You worked in Ride Easy mobile application, right?
Yes.
How is it different from other like we have many other ride ones, right? Any portals or something.
Yes.
How is it different from your application? How your application is different from the others that are already available in the market?
Yes. So basically, I can say before of the ride easy, now the stakeholder comes into the picture, and the stakeholder is asking for the mobile-based application for his company. He has a company ride easy, and before of this mobile application, he is running this ride easy company in a manual process. Like customers used to call to the ride easy company and asking for the ride, and they are sending their source location, and the ride easy company is sending their car to the source location. This is only permitted to the such a small town, I can say, small town, and it's working well. And stakeholder identified that it has a big future, a big market in the society. So he come up with his idea, like he want a mobile application to book car services for his company Ride Easy, so that Ride Easy is going to enhance their PHS. Now it is not only permitted to the small town, it is going to spread to the across the cities. And apart from that, Ride Easy is going to provide a immediate car services with the tracking location. And the answer for your question is like there are many other car booking services in the society. Apart from that, Ride Easy also the application, it is also providing the car service to the source and destination where the customer is booking. And Ride Easy also providing the many payment features, different gateways, and before this mobile-based application, stakeholder don't have this, and customers don't have this tracking features. They can't track the car where till the car arrives and all. Now he want a real-time tracking system. All these features we have included. It's most common in the all other companies as well. But in that locality, in the particular locality, he started developing this mobile based application with my company IBM.
Okay. So this application is available in even in small towns also, right? Easily applicable.
Yeah, it started with the small town where only that it is only specific with the only small towns, and later it got improved in the urban areas also.
Okay. You have used the different tools, right? Jira, MS Visio, Drive, and Power BI. Can you explain me like how these four tools are utilized in your live project and something?
Yeah. So I can say Visio I specifically used for all the diagrammatic things and vector graphics applications to create various flowcharts. And I have created a flowcharts and use case diagrams for my Ride Easy project, and whereas Organic Delight also. So I have created.
Sorry, can you explain me also like how MS Visio is different from Drive?
Yeah, MS Visio probably could be so same with the Visio and this draw.io. We can say most very my recent projects I have used mostly draw.io. Very first project I have used I can say Visio. Draw.io, it having the most user friendly things like online. It's a online application, online diagrammatic application, like we can say web based only. We don't need to download and use this draw.io. Whereas a Visio we can download, and it is a desktop application available and a web application also available. So mostly draw.io is using for diagrammatic parts, diagrammatic online diagrammatic application. Whereas a Visio we can say professionally it's a diagramming as well as vector graphics also. Vector graphics also available. So some companies are chosen to go for paid services like Microsoft Visio, whereas a draw.io you don't need to pay anything. It's a free-based application, free with optional paid features, maybe for enterprises thing. So for your more clarity, most of the people going with the draw.io, like those who are working or not working also, not working people, draw.io mostly helpful with the free version. for learning purposes. And in my company also, we used to start with the Drada, Typo, and Visio as well. Those who are already familiar with the Microsoft Visio, they are just choosing that. The main thing is like a Drada Typo is integratable. Like we can integrate with the Google Drive, OneDrive, like GitHub, GitLab, etc. We can integrate.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me how these are helpful. These tools are helpful in your project,
I have created
like
a
Jira and Power.
okay, Jira and Power BI. Yes. Definitely, Jira is I can say must tool. We have to like a plan with that. Jira is like essential for agile project development. It's a project management tool to enabling our teams to track issues and plan sprints and like manage a software all development projects, we can say, effectively. And before of this Jira, it is like a messy where to track, where to manage, where to create the issues, and where to track. And the team collaboration is a little bit less after entering Jira picture. We are more effective work and effective progress, so we can see, and we can easily track the issues, and we can create a like product backlogs, and we can see product burn down charts, sprint burn down charts. The other team member also can easily get to know where the other team member is working, what part he is working. Whereas a Power BI tool is using for data analysis and visualization, and helping these organizations make driven decisions easily.
Okay. Do you face any conflicts while dealing with stakeholders?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. I got a conflicts in between the stakeholders. Whereas one stakeholder is mainly focusing on the design phase, and whereas one stakeholder is mainly focusing on the budget. I can say one stakeholder is focusing on the budget. If the feature is including, means budget will also increase. So one stakeholder is coming like mainly this discussion happened for a multilingual support. So one stakeholder is asking for the multilingual support, whereas another stakeholder is asking this multilingual support. This feature is taking a more budget. So I have gone through this situation with my stakeholders. So there are two stakeholders in my project. So I have conducted like a feasibility study and impact analysis for this feature especially. Before talking with the clients, I have gone through all these analyses for myself, and I have produced these findings to the stakeholders by having a meeting with them. I scheduled a meeting, and I had a meeting with them, and I conveyed all these findings to the stakeholders. So they have they convinced for the next sprint somehow. So for the current sprint, I didn't go with this feature, and for the next sprint, they were okay with that, and they are okay with the extra time they are providing project duration, and they have provided a extra budget also.
Okay. Yeah.
Could you please explain me on how did you conduct this enterprise analysis? Hello?
One second, Dhruv, go. Enterprise, I'm sorry, what is enterprise analysis?
Yeah, how did you conduct this enterprise analysis?
Yes, I have business analysis that involves like understanding and analyzing the broader organization context in which projects and initiatives are undertaken. I can say key aspects of this enterprise analysis. First, I need to understanding the business needs. I identified and business problems and opportunities, and I ensured that alignment between the individual projects and the overall business strategy. And basis on that, I am defining the business case document. Developed a business case that includes all the problem statement and proposing the solutions, and what are the benefits and what are the costs, what are the risks I'm going to identify. I'm going to conduct a feasibility studies. Whereas there are more features and more problems or any risks, so we can easily identify by conducting this feasibility study. Like what are the proposed solutions for my projects, like any technical or operational or any financial risks are there. I'm going to identify all these things, and I'm going to now later on defining the solutions by this step-by-step manner. Here I'm going to identify any potential solutions are there, any business needs to address all this, and any high-level requirements, and any what is the scope and what are the solutions of my project. Later on, I'm going to conduct a risk analysis. All this step-by-step manner, like gap analysis I have conducted to develop a roadmap bridge between the gaps and to achieve the desired future state. I have gone through all these steps. For this, I have used techniques like SWOT analysis and root cause analysis and feasibility study, gap analysis, and I have conducted a stakeholder analysis also. So basis on all these enterprise analysis techniques, I ensured that the project initiates and aligns with the organizational strategic goals. Without doing this enterprise analysis, I can't make sure that it is giving a solid foundation for my project. What I have taken the decision is maybe it may be went wrong. If we conduct this enterprise analysis only, we are very sure that we can identify any potential risks in the early stages. We can identify the basis on this risk, we can create a strategies for our team as well.
Any questions from your enders?
Yes, I have one question.
Yeah.
Explain the concept of continuous delivery in Agile and how do you implement and ensure a smooth, continuous process with your team?
Yeah, continuous delivery method in Agile. It's like Agile itself a continuous methodology. We can provide a content. We can provide a bit by bit, like a parts of pieces of code. We can develop and deliver to the clients. Like we can say, let's say, I have a example. So, basis on my Ride Easy project, I have conducted all the analysis and with the stakeholders. After meeting with the stakeholders, there are so many features comes into the picture. So, I have conducted a prioritization techniques. So, must features, I got to know what are the must features do I need to develop. So, I started doing with the must features designs. So I got to know definitely login feature is very important, and add to cart feature is very important, and payment method is also very important. These three features I'm going to explain with you with the flow. So we have started with the user registration page. So basis on the user registration page, we need a username and a password and a forget and a submit button should be also there. So we started developing that page. So in the first sprint, we are focusing on this registration first feature. So after developing this small feature, we have deployed into the live project. We have deployed into the production server, and we seamlessly we have delivered this login feature to the stakeholder. That is one feature, it's done. And then again next feature started working on the add to cart also. We have delivered. So it's like seamlessly we are delivering a feature by feature. It's a part of our project, a small feature of our project. We can say it is very important, and users should be able to use our application in a friendly way. So what to do? We have to deliver a piece of code in like sprints wise. You can see if it is my project is like a 2 and a half years project. It's a IDG. So we have been delivering a small PHS continuously. I hope so. My answer is clear. If not, please let me know. I'll go in deep.
That's clear. And do you made any improvements in your recent project?
May you know improvements means what kind of improvements? Like
Any, let's say, if any requirement gathering processes, any unstructured, did you made any improvement like that you process, let's say, because if it is the requirement gathering process is not well, it's leading to incomplete and unclear requirement, right? So did you made any kind of improvement with that?
got it. So let me think. Because I need to think any improvements I have done.
Okay.
Probably there are many change requests I have handled and I have documented. Maybe I can say this thing to you. In mid of the project and in end of the projects also, like before it is going to end also, I have received a small kind of small change request and a kind of big change request as well. So I accepted a small change request after doing this feasibility study and impact analysis, and within the scope of the project, some change requests are there. So I have accepted. So as soon as I accepted all these change requests, I have documented. I need to update my document. I need to improve my document, including this change request description parts. And apart from that, I make sure that only change request document things I have uploaded. And if any further client client asking version updates means I have done this version updates also.
Yeah, understood. That's all from my end.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Any others? Okay, Teresa, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone, and thanks for your time. And it like this mock panel interview session is greatly helped with me. And I have received good insights from everyone and good questions from everyone, and it making me to sit for 1 hour and to focus on this session actually. So without diverting with any other task, must I can say.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Yeah.
Thank you.
So may I know, Prem and Tulsi, how did you feel regarding this session and the rest of the group also?
Yeah, as I discussed just now, it's like a very helpful session, I can say. So, rather than helpful, this 1 hour session is very focused session. So, without distracting with any other task, with any other works, I just focus on the topics and I just focus on the cover letters. I just focus on my projects, what to answer, how to answer, what to describe. It's like making me a walkthrough about my journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much.